Hello, everybody. Welcome to the YouTube live stream for the weekly game plan. I hope you are all doing well. My name is Richard Adjei, and I'm the co-founder and head trader here at Trading Rich. And I'm excited to present to you this week's game plan. And I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. So we are live now. So please make sure that you share this link with your friends and family and anybody that trades and wants to learn and get ready for the upcoming trading week. So if you are online, if you are live with us here today, please put in the chat where you're tuning in from so that we can give you a shout out and get started here. So we'll wait a bit and get a few folks to join, and then we can go live. So put in the chat, let me know which city you are tuning in from, which country, all that good stuff. Okay. We shall get started right away here. Awesome. Sage said he's joining from New York City. New York. Say hi to the new mayor for me, Mayor Mandani. Say hi to him. So let me know where you guys are tuning in from, which city, which country. Let me know where you are piping in from, which country, which city, where you're tuning in from. We shall get started right away, just waiting for a few folks to join. So please make sure you share this with your network. Share this link with your network, and we shall get started right away. So it looks like there's some kind of a deal in the Senate, in the US Senate, to reopen the government. So hopefully there's a deal that is done and everybody's happy with it so that they can reopen the government. Like closing the government is not a good thing, right? There are people that work for the government and they are depending on that, and the airports and stuff are also depending on that. Those are government workers as well. So it's important for the airports should be open and the government should be open so that everybody can go back to work and do all the good stuff. Okay, so let me know where you're tuning in from, which city you're tuning in from, which country. And let me know if you traded last week. Did you make money last week? If you are a trader, did you make money last week? Put money sign in the chat. Put money, type in money if you made money last week trading. So this week promises to be it's going to be an interesting one because we are going to see if the bulls can maintain the momentum after coming back from a near-death situation on Friday. So on Friday, the Bears took over and they almost finished off the Bulls, but the Bulls came back at their usual spot. So they have a place where I'm going to show you guys today, where they always hold off the Bears. So if we crack that level, then we know that, okay, things are changing. But for now, the Bulls are back in business and we shall see what they do in the coming days. All right, so welcome to the weekly game plan here. I will get started with covering a few things here. So first of all, we are going to cover what's the game plan for the week. So before then, we have to let's look at what happened last week. Let's look at what happened last week, and then from there we can go ahead and talk about the game plan for this week. So last week was a little bit of it was a volatile week in terms of the volatility came back into the market. So this is the SPY, that's the S&P 500 ETF. And if you look at this, this is the Wednesday, this is Monday. So on Monday, right out of the gates on Monday, like, the market started showing signs of weakness. And then on Tuesday, we got a gap down. And then Wednesday, we tried to recover, but the job was not done, right? Because here, this is your moving averages. So the dark blue one is the 5. That's the smallest moving average, 5, exponential moving average. And then the teal blue line is the moving average, 9. So they weren't able to break it, and then they sucked it down, meaning that there's more likelihood for selling pressure to the downside. And we got that on Thursday. On Friday, we were very red on Friday. Like, price came all the way here. And then the bulls once again saved the day. They saved themselves from calamity, and then they traded market close above this red line. So this red line has been a very important area. So this is the 50 SMA on the daily. So every single time that since April lows, every single time that we've come close to this red line, the market has always bounced. So over here, we came near to it. Over here as well, we came near to it. Here, when Donald Trump tweeted about China not banning exports of rare earth material, it caused the market to sell. We came close again, and it bounced, right? And then on Friday, we came there. So as a technician, what you do is that you look at these patterns, right? Pattern recognition. So for me as a trader, what I did was, okay, I said, you know what? I've been watching this. So this is the weekly time frame. Every single time we have come to this CN colored line, this one, or the teal blue line, we have always bounced. So based on that, we were able to take a beautiful trade on SPY, and I even alerted it to the community, and it was a really stunning trade, right? Stunning reversal from the bulls. Okay, so we had, like, the market was, we had a red week. So this is the week, so it's red. We had a red week in the SPY. We also had a red week in the Nasdaq, the tech heavy Nasdaq. We also had a red week in the IWM, that's the Russell 2000 that tracks the small caps stocks. We also got in the DIA as well, that's the Dow Jones Index, that's the ETF. We also have green. So red across board. And then we had, finally, due to the volatility, we got a spike in the VIX. So the VIX is the volatility index, right? That tracks the S&P. So basically what happens to this VIX is that anytime the SPY or the S&P is up, the VIX sells off. And anytime the SPY is down, the VIX rallies. So this was, on the daily, during the week, this was trading around, I think it was somewhere here. That was Monday. So it was trading around 1716. So anytime we are trading around 1716 or even 15, that's like complacency in the market. So at some point, you are going to get that volatility. So this volatility index spiked from $17 to, look at where it went, to 22. And then what did it do? They hit it down. It went back down. So this, if the market continues to be green this week, we are going to get a sell of this, and it's going to come back down from where it came from. Okay, so that's the volatility. So this, in a nutshell, that's the what happened in the market. Also, I'm going to check Bitcoin here. I'll show you what happened to Bitcoin as well, and gold. We also got Bitcoin. This is the weekly time frame. So we also got a red week, right? So that's a red week here on Bitcoin. Same thing happened to Ethereum. Let's go to gold. Gold. So gold, this is the weekly time frame. Gold was slightly red. It tried to make a comeback, but it couldn't push up and stuff, but it was slightly red. So gold showed relative strength. So when there is some chaos or there is fear in the market, people tend to gravitate and go into gold, right? So that's the safe haven, right? So they go to gold, safe haven, to be able to check out things there, and then make sure that they want to make sure that they are holding on to their investments, right? Because if the Nasdaq is selling, if the stock market is selling, crypto is selling, then the only safe place for them to hold their money, for investors to hold their money, is gold. So far in the futures market, we are seeing gold open green here. So we shall see how that works out in the coming days. And then we also got silver. Silver was also I believe it was red as well. So we shall see how things play out this week. Okay, so now let's check out the catalysts for the week, right? How those catalysts are going to move the market. So first of all, most of these catalysts are dependent on the government shutdown. So right now we do have this week here, Monday, there's nothing scheduled on Monday. On Tuesday is Veterans Day, like Memorial Day. So there isn't going to be any much catalyst coming up. And then we have Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be we are going to have this Fed speakers speaking. And then the most important one is going to be the CPI. So I'm not quite sure if they are going to report this, depending on when the government shutdown is going to be. And I don't know, because the government's offices have been closed. I don't know who was collecting the data throughout that time. So we might not get the CPI. We shall see, right? But if the market opens, then we are going to get that kind of we are going to get these numbers to be reported, and then we are going to get the PPI. So bear in mind that the market has been rallying all this time and going up without economic data. So once the government shutdown situation is resolved, we are now going to get real economic data, and that can move the market in one direction or the other. Like, especially if CPI comes in and it's very hot, hotter than expected, like higher than expected, then it's going to cause the market to sell. Okay. If jobless claims comes in and it's very, very high, then it's also going to cause the market to sell. That means that the economy is weak, recession is coming, those kinds of things. So we shall see how that plays out this week. I'm not quite sure if they are going to report, or do they even have anything to report, based on the fact that the government has been closed, government offices have been closed. Okay. All right. So now that we know this stuff, let's go to some of the trades that we took last week. So last week we had SPY. So this was SPY here on Friday. So on Friday, I traded with the day trading room, and those that traded with us, we were able to capture some good moves. So basically over here we had, so this is the pre-market time. So in the morning, those that day traded with us in the subscription service day trading room, we were able to capture this shot to the downside, right? And then later on, after we were done, I alerted the reversal. So why did I alert the reversal? So why I reverted the reversal was, I'm going to show you the confirmation patterns that I used. Okay. So first of all, we were able to short this, like, from the 5 minutes candle, after the first 5 minutes candle close to the bottom here. So we were able to capture a 5-point move on SPY in the day trading room. So in the futures market, this is 50 points move, and that is equivalent to $2,500 per contract. That just from here to here, it looks small, but it's big. Okay. And then we're able to capture the reversal from here to here, which is like a 10-point move, which is 10-point rally in the SPY, which is equivalent to 100 points on the S&P 500 ES futures, which is like $5,000 profit. Okay, if you were able to capture this move. So now let's go to the let's look at this. Why I took this trade. So first and foremost, what I did was that I had marked, because of the pattern recognition, because every single time, like, first of all, as a technician, you have to study the charts. You have to look at it, right? It's not just coming in and no, because listen, trading we are competing with very smart folks, right? We are competing with folks that this is their full-time job. So if you are coming to trade, you have to know your levels. You cannot be a spy trader and not know where your support and resistance is. That means you have no business trading it, right? So you have to spend time to check and see what's the patterns, what's happening there. So because I've checked the pattern, I've seen that every single time, so if you go to a weekly time frame, you see that every single time we've come to this teal blue line, there's always a bounce. There's always a bounce. And that is equivalent to the red line, which is the 50 EMA. Okay. So over here, we can see clearly here, we can see from this area, we can see this over here. We can see that, okay, we had, so first and foremost, what we did was, let me just take this out. You check this out, you're going to realize, okay, this came here, it bounced, came here, it bounced. So if it comes here again, this most likely is going to do the same thing. So what they did was that the market makers and the smart money, what they did was they know that everybody knows this place is going to bounce. So just what they did. First off, they caused price to break below this, right? Break below the red line and pierce through it. When everybody thought the floodgates have been opened and they were going short, they sucked it up and then reversed it on them. So a lot of stop losses hit, a lot of people got hit, and then boom, shorts had to cover. Okay, so that caused that reversal in the market. So first, so as a trader, to take this kind of trades, you have to have multiple factor confirmations, right? One of them was that, okay, if we're able to remount the 50 SMA on the daily, it means that that is going to be a good reversal. There's going to be a reversal coming. Okay, so with that in mind, went ahead to take that trade. And over here, if you look at it, you are going to see that we had, so this line is here. So this is the 5 minutes time frame. So in the day trading room, I had already marked this line. You see this downsloping trend line? I told members, okay, if this is not able to, price is not able to break above this, we are going to look to short SPY. And it was a thing of beauty, right? So we came here, we were able to get this like 5 points move, 6 points move. Members sold at different price points. And then here we had finished trading. So after trading, I was still monitoring the market because I was trading the futures market, and I was watching and seeing what happens here. So I was waiting for a confirmation to go along. And one of the confirmations here was what? An inverse head and shoulders pattern. So inverse head and shoulders pattern is a bullish reversal pattern, letting you know that, hey, there's going to be a reversal here. And then boom, we got that reversal. This was around it was around 12:55. That's like Eastern time. We got that confirmation. I took that trade. I told members to buy the December 19th, 2025, 680 calls over here. So we were able to capture a 10-point move from here to here to the close, right? I'm still holding this. I'm still holding this swing. I believe that we are going to make more moves. I believe we are going to shoot to all-time highs very soon, barring any kind of economic data surprises. I think that we can push to new all-time highs. So I believe that this week we might get to the 680 level and we are going to be in the money, and I'm going to start selling, peeling off profit. So this was a fantastic trade here, and it was really nice. Like most of the guys that took the trade, they made money and they were happy, right? So again, if you want to join us, if you want to join our live day trading group subscription service, you sign up, you come to our website. It's tradingrate.com. You click on courses, you click on live day trading, and that's where the action happens. So if you want to trade with us every single day, Monday to Friday, I'm going to put the link here. You guys can have it. Boom, you guys can have it, and then you can join us. So basically what we do is that we trade 5 days a week during the weekday, and we start from 8:45 a.m. Eastern, and where I give the trade plan, I talk about the futures game plan, and I talk about the options game plan. And then based on that, we're able to execute. So before the market opens, we already know what to do. And then once the trade plan triggers, boom, we go ahead and take it. So over here, we don't just trade. I teach as well. I explain why we are taking a trade, why we have to exit here, why we have to take profit here, why you have to hold runners. So this is full education live. And if you really want to learn day trading, this is the service for you, right? This is a service for you where you are going to learn how to day trade and pull money from the market every single day before 12 noon Eastern, right? You'll be able to pull money from the market, and you can do that confidently and consistently, okay? Right. So we trade both options and futures. So you can be a futures trader, there's something for you. You can be an option trader, there's something for you, okay? All right. So that's the service. So how much does this service cost? Is only $97 per month. Very, very affordable, right? And we have 30-day money back guarantee. If you join us and you claim to take our trades and you do not make money, I say, hey, show me the trades that you took. If you do not make money, you will refund your money back to you. So yeah, so we believe in our service. That's why we offer guarantees, right? 90-day, what's it called? 30-day money back guarantee. And if you want the yearly package is you get 2 months free. You're just paying for 10 months and you can trade with us. And anybody that works, like anybody that trades with us for 1 year, you cannot be trading with us for 1 year and not be profitable. Even 1 month is good enough. 1 month, 3 months is good enough. You can learn and you can become profitable, right? Unless you are doing something wrong, unless you are not going back to review your trades, to check out things, because it's important that you also spend time to review the trade. So what I tell the traders is that after you finish trading, spend at least 30 minutes or an hour to review, to see whether you get some setups, and take those trades. Take those trades, look at the reason why you're taking the trades, document your trades, and figure it out. If you are over trading, you stop it. You stop over trading. If you are doing something crazy that you know that you don't need to be doing, you stop it, right? Those are the things. All right. So here, now let's check out some of the key tickets for the week and how things are working out, how things are shaping up for the upcoming week here. So I'll start with SPY. That's the SPY. That's the ETF that tracks the S&P 500. So SPY was able to, like, the bulls were able to wake up from the near death situation and pushed up. Okay, so what I'm going to look to see here on SPY is that I'm expecting SPY to find a way to remount this moving averages. So moving averages 5 and 9, right? And so far the futures market is up. I believe, how many points are we up? Let me double check here from Yahoo Finance. Okay, we are ripping up with gold. Everything is up. Every asset is up. So we have ES futures, which is up by 36 points, approximately 37 points. That should give us $3.70, right? So we add $3.70 to this. This is the highs. This is our previous close. $3.70 to this. We are going to get, take this out here. Okay, that's a level. So so we are going to get something like let's leave it like, let's do 3 points, because it can fluctuate, right? So 375 and some change. 375, yeah, let's leave it like this. 375.66, somewhere here. Okay, so this is where we are trading now. If the market is to open, if it's open right now, you're going to get a green candle that looks like this. Green candle that looks like this. Let me see if I can get this to work. Perfect. So you can get a green candle that looks like this. Get a green candle that looks, so it is going to be a green candle, not red. So green, bright green, like this. So it could be like a tiny one, maybe something like this, creating somewhere like a gap up. You're going to get that gap. There's going to be a gap in between here. So it's going to be something along these lines, right? Which means that we'll be possibly trading above the moving averages, right? Moving average 9, moving averages, you know, so we are going to be trading above the moving averages, which is a good thing. That means that we are confirming a reversal. Okay. So those of you in the community that bought the 680 calls, we might be in the money by tomorrow. by end of day tomorrow, if this pushes up, we can get to 680 and we can start selling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking profits once we get to 680, and I'm going to hold some of my position to target all-time highs. That's how I'm going to play it, right? So these are going to be profit targets that I'm going to be targeting for the days and weeks ahead here, okay? Right. So that's where we are trading now based on the futures market, and this can change. It can sell off. It can do whatever it wants. But as of now, as I speak, we are up. The market is up by this amount. And if the market is to open, this is where we are going to open today. Okay. All right. So I believe that we are going to get a bullish move tomorrow, depending on where we open up, unless maybe the government shutdown deal is not agreed on, right? But I think that it looks like they have a deal, so we shall see how that plays out. Until the bill is passed and it is voted in the Senate, we can't say there's a deal, right? We have to wait for it to get to the end. So here I'm looking for a move to the upside. Immediately we break above the moving averages, bingo, we are going up. Okay. All right. So that's part. Let's look at QQQ, the tech heavy QQQ. So QQQ is currently trading above the 50 as well, and it's also the market is also green. Let me see what the Nasdaq has right now. The Nasdaq is up by 216 points. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's 216 points. So you divide that by 40, you get something around, I think it's 220 now. So you get something around $4. Yeah, you get something around $5. Let's use 200. Let's approximately see 200. So you divide that by 40, you get 5 points. So 5 points from here will take us to somewhere. Let's do 618. That somewhere here will be somewhere here. Okay. If the market is open right now, the QQQ will be trading somewhere here. Okay. So that's what we'll be trading if the market is open right now, which is a bullish sign. So as long as we're able to gap up above the moving averages or we break it during the trading session, then it's off to the races. We are going to move up, right? Also, I'm very mindful of this, this area. If you look at this. So if you look left here, this is like the highs from that time. So maybe we can put something looking like a head and shoulders, right? It's your head, it's your left shoulder, and something like that to the downside. If this breakout fails, if this push fails, right, we could get like a head and shoulders. So I'm very mindful of that, and depending on how it sets up, we'll figure it out from there. Okay. All right. So now let's look at the other tickets. So I'm watching SPY QQQ mainly, and let's look at some of the tickets that I have here for this week. So there are a number of them that are looking really, really good. So we've already covered the VIX. We've covered QQQ. Let's go check out the commodities. Let's check out gold. Let's check out gold. So GLD gold. So we have gold here. And if you look at gold has been, ripped and stuff. And now what it's doing is that it's pulling back. So I like this setup on gold. And I've been looking at it. So again, we need gold to push up. And so far it's showing strength. So let's see if it can come somewhere here. Whoops. If it can come somewhere here. If gold is able to rally. Oh, this is the weekly. Let me go to the daily. Sorry. Yeah. So on gold, what happened is it came close to the 50 and it rounded up. So this is a rounding bottom. Okay. Gold is not out of the woods yet. It needs to break this. It needs to go here. You see here? It needs to crack above this orange downsloping trend line. It needs to crack above it, right? It needs to crack above it to invalidate any type of bear flags that is looking to form. Okay, so ideally, if you can trade above this moving average here, if you can trade above it, then that'll be awesome. So their moving average is a 20, the 20 SMA. If you can blast through and trade above, first of all, crack this downsloping trend line, and trade above this, then we are off to the races and we can push and we can go and make new all-time highs on gold. Or we can get to, first of all, we need to test the previous all-time highs and we can make new all-time highs in gold. So that's what I'm looking at. However, if this fails, we are going to come down, and then that way we are going to come and finally test this area. So it's two things that gold needs to do. First off, it needs to prove strength and crack above these two lines, the orange line and then the 20. If it's able to do that, then boom, off to the races, right? It's going to go. If not, then it's going to fail and come here, try to retest it and prove strength. If not, then it's going to sell, right? But I like this so far. It's showing strength based on today's action. So tomorrow, if buyers continue stepping in and push it up, we are going to blast through and go, and we are going to get a squeeze. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for gold. Then let's look at SLV. Silver. So silver, same idea. You see silver, you see the 20 SMA, right? It's like above it. So basically what I'm looking at again is I'm looking to see if this area here, see this? So silver is showing strength. Has actually broken that trend line, and we are looking for it to push to confirm. So now what needs to happen is that silver needs to crack above this purple line. If it's able to crack above it, then full steam ahead, this is going to go, right? Then it's going to go. So if you look at if you do the see uncut volume stuff here, you're going to see that this has room to go. Okay, so break off this trend line, we'll send it up to the upside. Let's check this out. So over here, right, we have, so this is the volume as a function of price. Okay, when you look at this, you're going to see that there's imbalance here. You see this gap or hole, this place. If price is able to clear that purple line that I was talking about, right? So right now, price is what is called the volume shelf. Is on the shelf. It's just like a shelf, a bookshelf. It's safe there, but it needs to maintain that and push up. Once it push up, silver will rapidly move and fill this price imbalance over here, this area, which is 51. So don't be surprised to see silver go to $51 this week if the market is strong and buyers are stepping in and still putting money in. Liquidity comes in and put money in silver. Same thing applies to gold. Let's look at gold as well. Before moving on to the next ticker here, let's look at gold as well and see where this holds. So over here, let's do a quick one here. Let's use this one. Perfect. So gold as well is also in the same situation. Okay, it's trading above the volume shelf, and now it is, this area here is an area of lower volume, right? Low volume. So you can see this area is short, this thin, right? No volume. So it's going to move rapidly and push. Okay, once it breaks this, it's going to push and go. Okay, so that's good. So now let's look at crypto. What is happening in crypto land? What is happening in crypto land? Let's check it out, right? My crypto bros and gals, right? What's happening in crypto land? Let's check it out. All right. So Bitcoin is back. So if you're a member of our community, I alerted that folks should buy IBIT. IBIT is an ETF for what's it called? Bitcoin. So before I go to Bitcoin, let me talk about the ETF for gold. So GLD is the ETF for gold. Okay. So I am holding GLD long. I'm waiting to see if this thing can go. Or so far it's going already based on the gold futures, right? Gold futures is showing strength. So we might fill this gap tomorrow. We might fill this gap. If you're able to fill this gap, then we have confirmed that the bear flag situation here has been averted. So here I see, if you look at this is your flag pole. This here is your flag here. This one is your flag. Okay. So you can draw it this way. It's your flag. This was from Friday. So if price comes and breaks below this, like this, you get like a bear flag, right? So that's how bear flags operate, right? So you get them here, and then you form something like this. So in order to avert it, to invalidate this bear flag setup, we need price to go this way, like this, right? First of all, fill this gap. There's a gap fill here. It's a gap that needs to be filled. Gold has a lot of gap in it, so we fill this gap. Okay, as we fill this gap, then what's going to happen is that we are going to now push up, right? And then it invalidates the bear flag. Okay, so now we can push and push from there, and then after filling this gap, the next gap is going to be here, and the next gap is going to be here. Okay, so I have gold call options, GLD call options. I'm playing gold using options, right? I'm using the GLD ETF. So basically what I bought, I believe I bought 370 calls expiring November 21st. And I'm looking to target these areas. If gold starts moving, I believe that is going to make all-time highs or new all-time highs very soon. I believe that gold will hit 5,000 before the end of the year. And once it hits 5,000, definitely this GLD will be higher than that, maybe 400 and something, or even 500, who knows. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at here for gold. So we shall see. So it's either the bear flag or invalidation of the bear flag, right? Whichever one it is, fine. So as a technician, what you need to know is that you have to have if-then scenario. You have to figure out all the permutations, know what it is, so that when it happens, you are not surprised. So for me, if the bear flag triggers, I'll exit the trade. I'll take a loss. I'll exit the trade. But if it does not trigger, I'm holding my trade. Because if it triggers, most likely we are going to come here to the 50 SMA, and it can bounce there, right? It could bounce there, or it could just continue selling. Okay, and the fact that I bought just something that is expiring in 2 weeks' time in November 21st, because of that, I don't want to be holding it that long, right? I just want to cut it off and go, right? But so far, it's looking strong. We can fill the gap, and the gap is going to be some of my profit targets. So profit target number 1 is the gap fill. And then profit target number 2 is this gap entry here, and then this other gap fill, number 3, and then all-time highs is number 4. That's it, right? Those are the profit targets. And then for silver SLV, I bought the January 2026, right? That one I have time on it, so no rush. It can do whatever it wants. I'm good, right? Can do whatever it wants. Yeah. Also, like if you are joining us here in this YouTube, make sure that you subscribe. Please subscribe, and then also hit the notification button and share the link with your friends and family. Okay. Yeah. So here, this is silver, and that's how I'm playing silver. I have I believe I have, I don't remember the strike. I think it's $40-something, $45 expiring, $45 calls expiring January 2026. So I have lots of time on this. I'm in no rush to sell it. I'll sell it at all-time highs, right? That's my goal. I'll sell it at all-time highs as long as this bear flag is invalidated, right? Which is going to happen this week. Fingers crossed. Okay. All right. So that's silver. Now let's go to crypto land. Okay. Crypto land. What is happening in crypto land? Let me take this out. Take this off. Okay. So Bitcoin, I did a video on Thursday, and I told everybody that Bitcoin was going to bounce, is going to bottom up. And here we are. Bitcoin has bottomed. Okay. Again, this is pure technicals. Right? Pure technicals. Once you understand technicals, you don't care about all the news and stuff like that. News is great. News is great only when it aligns with technicals. If it doesn't align with technicals, it's irrelevant, because news can be fake, right? There are instances where you buy something because you don't know the technicals behind it, and then it could be buy the rumor, sell the news. And you think, oh, I thought this was going to go up, and then it ends up selling. So you want to be able to know the news, have it in your back pocket, And then if it aligns with the technicals and you are seeing it on the technicals, then that's great. Okay. But otherwise, news is just information, additional information. Okay. So here with Bitcoin, this is what I did. I've seen that from August 24th, August 2024, Bitcoin held this level, this trend line level. So it hit it once, twice. Here it came close, it kissed it, it did not hit it. Second one, so 1, 2, 3, right? 4 times, right? 4 times. So if this has bounced here, 1, 2, 3, 4, next time what is it going to do? It's most likely going to bounce, right? So that's why I said this was, I believe that this was the this was going to be, Bitcoin was going to bottom here, and it bottomed. Okay, what's the other factor? The other factor is that when you have a trend line, right, in order to validate the trend line, because here we have multiple touches, like the more touches the better, and the longer it is the better, because this is more than 1 year old, right? This like August 2024, so it's more than 1 year old trend line. So it holds weight. The longer the duration of the trend line, the stronger it is, and the more hits, the stronger it is, right? So over here we have this here, we have this. So if you connect these trend lines and you create a parallel already, look at that. So we have a parallel here. It's a parallel channel. So this is confirming that this trend line here is valid, right? You can even say, okay, you can end it here somewhere here. So it touches this one, but I can just move it here, okay? So this is the parallel that I have. So right now, what I'm looking at for Bitcoin is that, okay, with Bitcoin, let's go the weekly time frame and check this out. So this trend line here is very important on Bitcoin. So every single time I watch this one. So here, this is your 2017 highs, 2021 COVID bull market highs. You extend it, bingo, it comes to where? The current all-time, the all-time highs for this year. Okay, the all-time highs for this year. Let me change the color to make it easy on the eye for you guys. Take this out. Let's use yellow for this. Okay. So here we have, where is it? Changing this. So this is the yellow. There you go. So this is the mother of all trend lines on crypto, like Bitcoin. If you're a crypto investor or trader and you don't know this trend line, then I don't know what you're doing, man. Like you gotta know this, right? Especially the traders. I mean, the investors, they don't really care about technicals usually. But if you're a trader, if you claim to be a crypto trader, you must know this mother of all trend lines, right? So yeah, so this here is, it has hit here several times, and every time that price comes here, it just collapses. Like, you know, here it's sold up by 40-something%, here 40-something%, here as well it did like 30-something% sell off. So right now, the next time price comes to this yellow line, so it hit it once, 2, kissed it here, 4, 5, so 5 times, 6 times, right? It has seen that 6 times. The 7th time, number 7, is critical in the market. Number 7, the 7th time, I believe that we are going to break it. That is why we are going to form new all-time highs. If this momentum continues, I believe that this momentum here is going to be the final rally for Bitcoin, right? Final rally for the market, final rally for all assets, right? So here, if you get that final rally push, we come back here to the previous all-time high and we are going to push. So I believe that Bitcoin can close the year at 150,000. Why do I say that? Because the top of this parallel channel brings us to what? 149 something and some change. So let's round it up to 150 to make it easy number, right? So 150,000 is a possibility. Don't think it cannot happen. It can happen. If you look at previous cycles, sometimes we've seen a significant move within a short period of time, especially in November and December. And listen, Bitcoin can only get to 150,000 or make new all-time highs if and only if it cracks and breaks above the mother of all trend lines, this yellow line. If it doesn't, then forget it. If it doesn't, then we are not going to get that this year. Then maybe sometime next year, I don't know, right? But If it breaks it, then we are going to get that squeeze, because there's a whole bunch of guys who know about this trend line who have been shorting Bitcoin anytime it gets here, because they know that that is a sure bet for them. Every single time they have made money from it. So why wouldn't they do it? They will do it, right? So now all those guys are waiting again. But this time around, if there's a powerful force that pushes Bitcoin and breaks that brick wall of mother of all trend lines, then all those guys are going to be forced to cover their trade. And they are going to find themselves in trouble. And that's what is going to cause Bitcoin to squeeze and push up. That's based on the technicals, right? So whatever your crypto guru or furu or influencer is telling you on YouTube or anywhere, any platform, make sure that you are watching this technical chart and watching the mother of all trend lines. Crypto or Bitcoin cannot get to new all-time highs until that mother of all trend lines is broken. So that's something that you guys have to take note of. Okay. All right. So that's for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin looking like it's making a comeback, and I believe that it is going to trade, is going to push up. But it still has a lot of hurdles, right? Because right now it's trading below all the moving averages. So we have this trend line here, this trend line, this downsloping one. If Bitcoin is able to crack above it at this point, this 110. So once Bitcoin gets to 110, it's either going to consolidate or it's going to pull back, right? So we could get something like an inverse head and shoulder. So here's your left shoulder, this is your head. So it pushes here, it hits it, it comes down, and then it holds this area, and then it confirms to go, right? I don't think it's just going to break this trend line and this 200 SMA just like that. So I'm going to mark the 200 SMA here. That's the simple moving average 200. This. So you see here, this yellow line, right? I don't think Bitcoin will just break it. Like if it breaks it, then we are going to get a squeeze. We are going to get a big squeeze. It might just consolidate there a bit and then break out from there, right? So in terms of a trade, if you're a Bitcoin trader, once it gets here, you want to be paying yourself, take some profit. Once you get a breakout, fine, you could re-add, and then you can get that move to the upside. So I am logged in on Bitcoin. I have done my projections already, so I'm logged in on this. So how do that? Am I trading this? I'm trading this using IBIT. IBIT is the BlackRock ETF that tracks Bitcoin, right? So what I've done is that I have bought $60 calls of IBIT. Again, this is not financial advice. That's what I'm using my money to do. $60 calls expiring January 2026. Okay. The reason why I did that is that I don't want to be worrying and checking this thing, right? I bought it. I'll start taking profits once Bitcoin gets back to the previous all-time highs. If it gets there, then I'll start taking profit. If it makes new all-time highs, I'll hold some and ride it until the wave finishes. So I still have time. So it's something that I've bought. We have November, December. We still have some time in January. So it's about almost 3 months out. So I don't have to worry about this and have it and hold it, right? Because as a trader, sometimes you have to think into a big picture, right? Especially a swing trader. You want to think big. You want to think into the future, right? You should not be thinking about, okay, I want to make the money right now. That's for day trading. If you're a swing trader, you should put together what is called big money trades, like big picture idea trades. Trades that you want to take your time to profit from. So you buy time on it, you accumulate a good position, and then it plays out, you make your money. Right? That's how it is. Because those trades are the trades that are going to make you significant return. That could be your best trade of the year. So you want to take your time to allow it to play out. Obviously, there's going to be fluctuations. There's times where it's going to go up, it's going to come down, it's going to go up, it's going to come down. It's going to make you're going to try to shake you off of the position. But you have to know what your game plan is. You have to stick to the game plan until the end. Win, loss, or draw. Okay? And you know where your stop. So my stop loss here is over here, right? You see, if IBIT comes and closes below 56, fine. I'll be out. I'll take a loss, which is going to be a professional loss. I'll take it, walk away. If it confirms, I'll take it. So one of the reasons why Bitcoin bounced here is that, first of all, apart from this trend line, Bitcoin also had So as a technician, what you have to look at, you have to look for multi-factors to be able to take a trade. So here, one factor was the trend line, and another factor was the parallel channel that confirmed the trend line. So if you look at this you have here you have a double bottom, one bottom, double bottom. So that is additional confirmation that the reversal is coming, right? So when these things align, what do? You take the trade with no hesitation. Because if you don't take a trade that has multiple confirmations, what else are you going to take? The one with zero confirmation? No. You take the trade with multiple confirmation, because that gives you more confidence that, hey, this is going to work out. And you have to identify where your stop is. Okay. So in this case, your stop is here below this white line. If price for some reason miraculously comes and breaks it and closes below there, fine. Take a loss, walk away, right? You tried. That's how it is. Okay. So this Bitcoin, let's look at Ethereum quickly. So Ethereum is also looking good. Ethereum is actually trading above the 200 SMA, which is a good sign. It's showing strength. So what Ethereum needs to do is that Ethereum too has this trend line here, which is holding. And now what is it is recovering. So if it can break above this downsloping trend line, then we are off to the races. It's going to go and push, right? So we shall see how that plays out. But Ethereum is looking good, looking solid to push up. Okay. All right. So now that we've talked about crypto and crypto land, let's look at individual stocks, individual tickets. So today, last week I was watching closely which stocks were showing relative strength, right? Which stocks were showing relative. So what is relative strength? Relative strength is, let's say on a particular day, like on Thursday or Friday, everything was selling off. Like, Bitcoin was selling, everything was selling off. And then what you did was that you just watch which stocks are green. SPY is red, QQQ is red, and these stocks are green. What is going on? That means that those are they are showing relative strength. On days that the general market is strong, like SPY and QQQ are green, and the stock, your favorite stock, is red, that means that your stock is showing relative weakness. Something is not right, right? Relative weakness. So I watched some relative strength stocks, and I compiled them, and I'm going to be watching those stocks this week here, and I'm going to look to trade those ones. Okay. So one stock that I'm going to look at, first stock that I'm going to look at is MU. So before that, I'll look at NVDA, the king of the market. So NVDA sold off. So I had a swing trade on this, like this swing trade tested my patience. But again, as a technician, what you do is that you need to have your trade plan and stick to it. Accept the consequences, right? You stick to it, win, loss, or draw. So I took this trade here. This was during the FOMC. And those that traded with me live on FOMC, I told you guys that I was taking this shot, right? And I said, it's crazy. Like, you are shorting the strongest stock in the market. Well, once the technicals tell you to go short on something, you don't hesitate, right? You take the trade based on technicals, not your feelings, right? Not how you are feeling. No, you take it based on technical. So here, what I did was I took this trade, and this thing came down. I thought it was going to go, and then what did it do? It came back up again, and he put in what looks like a double top. I said, okay, we are getting there. Okay, and then this was Monday. I thought it was coming to break out, right? It nearly scared me out, like in terms of, it nearly kicked me out of the trade. I mean, not scared, but kicked me out of the trade. Because my stop loss was daily candle close above 212 will stop me out, right? Because this was like, it's a little bit risky because NVDA is what controls the market anyway. So if you're shorting it, it's a little bit tricky, right? So once this confirmed, it couldn't get here, it confirmed here. I said, okay, this is a double top. That means that this is going to go, and then boom, you see this sold off 12%, right? So close up the position on Friday, and we got the bounce here. So now you got the bounce here. Look at this, it's bouncing, right? It bounced here. And NVIDIA has earnings. When does NVIDIA have earnings again? Let me look at it. NVIDIA has earnings coming up. NVDA has earnings coming up. That is next week, right? Next week, the 19th, you have earnings coming up. So this week, I believe that it is going to start moving. So typically, the market is a forward-looking instrument, so it thinks ahead of time. So the market is already going to think that, okay, NVIDIA is the most valuable company, and they are the ones who are pushing this whole rally and stuff. That's the king of the market. So we believe that it's going to report good earnings. So it's going to start moving to the upside before the earnings. So if you see NVIDIA move to the upside and gets to that 5 trillion valuation again, or cracks above this highs, then what's going to happen is that once they go report their earnings, I don't expect it to go higher, right? If it cracks above here before earnings, I don't expect it to go higher because it's already going to be priced in, right? Unless they come up with some kind of spectacular earnings, something that is out of the ordinary that the market was not expecting, else is going to sell, right? So here, if like as we speak right now, if maybe NVIDIA was to report tomorrow, I'll tell you that the stock is going to go up. But if by the time they report this is trading above this red line, then it's not going to move that much. It can move, but maybe just a tiny bit, and it's going to sell because it's already extended to the upside. So this week, I expect NVIDIA to move. So the first course of action is that he wants to trade above this moving averages. If we can trade above this moving averages, then what we are going to look at is that we're going to look to see if we can break this trend here. This is a tiny little simple trend, this one. If we can break this trend here, then we can go, right? If it breaks this trend here, then we are off to the races. It's going to go. Yeah. So I believe that before earnings time, NVIDIA will be trading at new all-time highs. Then once the earnings come, it's going to be okay. The market will say, okay, well, we've seen this before, and then it's going to pull back. Okay. So I'm looking for longs on NVIDIA tomorrow. That could be a day trade, it could be a swing trade, whichever one it is. Usually, if a stock has earnings coming up, I don't want to swing trade it because you can't buy time on it. And sometimes, if it doesn't work out the way you want it, it might not. It might be. It might go against you. Okay. So NVIDIA long. If we crack above this moving averages congestion and this trend line, we are off to the races. Okay. So you can get 200 calls. Like NVIDIA 200 calls expiring on Friday should get the deal down. You can get the deal down. Then this area where I don't think we are going to get here on Monday, but sometime this week we might get here to this gap fill, right? Okay. So I want you to watch something here, right? We see that NVIDIA was red. Like, look at this. NVIDIA was red on Thursday and red for most part of the week, right? Red. And then we got news that Michael Burry of Big Short. The movie, if you go to Netflix, there's a movie called The Big Short. If you've not watched it, make sure you watch it when you get a chance. So it talks about a guy called Michael Burry. So Michael Burry he and his hedge fund company, they shorted a lot of stocks during the 2008 market crash, great financial crisis. So he made a fortune from that. I believe he made 100 million from it personally, and then his hedge fund made 700 million from that. So their investors make a lot of money from that short. So Michael Burry said that he was going to short, like his positions. They showed his portfolio. It was showing that 80% of the trades that he's holding were NVIDIA shorts and PLTR shorts. So I believe that he made a killing from this selling. I don't know whether he sold, but I think that he will take some profit off the table now that this has pushed up and maybe go back in again post earnings, right? So that was a good move for him, right? So look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is red. Then let's look at MU. MU is a semiconductor company. But if you look at this, apart from Tuesday, Monday was green, Tuesday was red. Look at Wednesday, boom, green. Thursday, green. Friday, green. So this tells me that MU was showing what relative strength compared to its peers in the sector, in the semiconductor sector, and also in the general market in general, right? Because once the QQQ was red, this was green. Okay, and then let's check out AM Diesel, right? AM Diesel was what? AM Diesel was like green on Wednesday, but Thursday was red. Thursday was red, and Friday it was red, and it closed green. So one thing that I wanted to point out is that I made a video on this earlier on about valuations. Okay, so as we get into 2026, there are a lot of companies that are overvalued, right? So what I said in that video that I posted on Thursday is that there's going to be something called full year guidance. Full year guidance 2026 is going to be critical. Some of these companies will not be able to justify these high valuations. Right now, a lot of companies are up because some of them are promising heaven. They are promising all sort of things to investors, right? About AI this, AI that, this, that. So it's okay, investors say, okay, great. We are going to buy in the hope that this is going to go up. So in 2026, if they start posting earnings and the earnings is not flying and not what investors are looking for, they are going to get punished, right? They are going to get punished big time, right? So that's what I wanted to flag. So if you look at this here, we have AMD. Look at the PE ratio, right? PE ratio. So today we are going to learn about PE ratios, right? PE ratio is what? 121. Look at, so what's the PE ratio? So PE ratio is here. So PE ratio is price to earnings ratio, okay? It tells you how much investors are willing to pay for $1 of a company's earnings. And the formula for that is the stock price, the current stock price, divided by the EPS, that's earnings per share. So a simple way to explain this is that imagine you are buying a lemonade stand. So you know all these lemonade stands that the kids do in summertime. Maybe you are walking out in your neighborhood and you say, oh, there's a kid who is selling lemonade. So, okay, you know what? I want to buy your lemonade stand, right? So if the lemonade stand makes $1 per year, let's say this lemonade stand, they only make $1 per year, okay? And the owner wants $20 for it. That means that the PE ratio is 20, right? So that's the price divide the $20 divided by the earnings per year, which is $1 per profit per year. That's what the PE ratio is. So basically what you're doing is that you are basically paying 20 years worth of profit right now. So that wouldn't make sense, right? Because you are paying $20 for something that is worth $1. And even the whole year, the profit that they make is $1. So that's a good way for you to understand PE ratio. Okay. So typically in the PE ratio, they have PE ratios, right? If it's more than 30, then it's usually overvalued, right? But we use sectors. There are certain sectors that the PE ratios can vary, right? Because in the tech sector, the PE ratios are typically very high. Okay. So here, high PE ratio means it's expensive from this fundamental analysis, right? That means that the stock is expensive. Investors expect strong future growth, right? If the PE ratio is high. So all these stocks that have high PE ratio, investors are expecting strong future growth. That's why I said full year guidance 2026. So if 2026 comes and these companies are flopping in their earnings and not justifying that high price tag, they are going to sell off massively. So on your long-term portfolio, what you need to do is that you have to go check which stocks are overvalued and start advising yourself and learn. Because if you're an investor, you have to know your companies that you're holding inside out. You have to know the fundamentals of it. You have to know the technicals of it, right? So at Trading Rich, we have a full course that captures all this stuff. How to buy stocks at really Black Friday sales, how to invest in high quality companies. Okay, so here PE ratio means investors see slow growth problems or undervaluation. Okay, so quick example: stock price is $100, EPS of 5. So PE ratio is 20. So I've given you an example here. So how do you use it? How do you use this PE ratio? You compare companies in the same sector when you're doing PE ratios, right? Because you don't want to compare apples to oranges. You want to compare. So that's why I'm comparing. I'm going to compare AMD and I'm going to show you MU, right? So we know Palantir. I've been talking about Palantir in our group, in our community. I've said Palantir right now. The PE ratio is 666, right? 666. This is overvalued, highly, like it's too expensive. Okay, so and then undervalued. So these companies, once we get into a bear market or we get into a market decline, those are going to sell off aggressively, right? Aggressively. Okay, so I put together this quick cheat sheet here. So you can take a screenshot of it. So here we have our PE ratio range. If something is less than 10, that means it's deep value. Go long positions on it, right? 10 to 15 are undervalued. Fair value 15 to 25. 25 to 35 are slightly overvalued. 35 to 50 expensive. This one's 50 to 100 is a bubble or hype. So Palantir is one of them. All right. Palantir is great. It's a great company, but that value that they have makes no sense, right? So we are going to see Palantir's like chart right now. You're going to see how it sold off significantly last week. Okay. So pro tip for tech companies, we use what 20 to 40 is ideal, it's normal. Okay. Energy 5 to 12 is normal. For banks, like big banks like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, those kind of banks, or Chase Bank, whatever their name is, those ones are 18 to 14 is good, and utilities 20. So always compare PE ratios in industries, different industry. Okay, so now that we know what PE ratio is, let's check out AMD. So AMD, look at AMD is what 121, right? And let's check out MU in the same industry. MU, look at MU 31, only 31. So MU is priced for perfection, right? It's undervalued compared to AMD. And let's check out the king of the market, NVDA. So NVIDIA, look at this PE ratio, 53. So AMD is even more overvalued compared to, in terms of PE ratios, it's more overvalued compared to NVIDIA than MU. So now let's go back to the charts and check out something. So you see that this sold off, right? What happened to MU? MU was green because investors know that MU is undervalued. So MU still has room to go. So here I have this parallel channel here. If MU is able to crack this week, it's going to go make new all-time highs, right? So MU is still undervalued while AMD is expensive. Last year, December or November, AMD was selling off. And I kept on saying that, it's not going to be at this price for long. That was last year. Where was it? Somewhere here. No, somewhere here. Somewhere March. Like, so last year it kept on selling, and then even to March it sold off a lot. So in April, if you got AMD here, you are eating a lot of money. You're making a lot of money, right? So here, this pop here on AMD was due to the deal that they had with OpenAI. Okay, so we can see that all the companies that have done deals with OpenAI, NVIDIA is one of them, is like overvalued. But NVIDIA is, everybody knows that that's the most most valuable company on earth. But if you look at AMD is overvalued because of that deal. Look at MU. Which company has no deal with OpenAI? MU. It doesn't have any deal with OpenAI. So you guys understand what's going on there? So that's what's going on, right? So PE ratios. full year guidance FY 2026 is going to be significant. So that's something that is going to be important as we move forward for next year. Okay, so I like MU looks like it's going to break out and go this week. We shall see if it breaks above this. All right. Okay, so let's look at Palantir. This is a nice segue to go to Palantir, right? So let's look at Palantir. So Palantir is sold off. It's also one of the positions that Michael Berry had is sold off, and now is holding this area. So if he can remount this trend line here, I believe that Palantir can go back up and maybe touch all-time highs at some point, right? So I like Palantir long if it can remount this trend line. Okay. Then we have Apple. Apple was also showing relative strength this week. Last week, I mean, right? So Apple is showing relative strength. So with Apple, what I'm looking at is that if you can break above this bull flag here, is going to break and go. So above this downsloping mini trend line, Apple is going to can come to 1278. It doesn't have any earnings, it's done with its earnings. So as long as it's able to hold this area and blast through, it's going to go, right? So this is a nice setup for Apple to make new all-time highs. Okay. So Apple is a good one as well. And then so I'm going to talk about a few undervalued stock, like stocks that, if I'm going to be buying them, I'm going to be buying, like positioning myself to benefit from it, those ones, right? One of them is Meta. Meta sold off a lot. So if you look at Meta here, let's go to the PE ratio thing, META. So if you look at Meta platforms, look at Meta, guys. Meta is just 22. It's undervalued, 22, right? PE ratios in that sector here, energy, tech sector is between 20 and 40, and it's undervalued. So I believe that Meta is going to start bouncing, right? It's going to start bouncing, and I like this. You see this trend line? This is a thing of beauty, right? One hit, two hit, three hit, four hits, and here, boom, it hits it, right? And it held. So Meta, as long as Meta holds this trend line here, this is a bullish pin bar. This is a bullish pin bar here. I believe that Meta is going to reverse. So how do you play Meta? If you can buy the call options, you can buy Meta, let's say 630 calls or 650 calls. You can buy something for next year, January or February 2026. That should be able to hold, and then you can capture the move. So for me, I'm looking for mainly a move from here to the yellow line. I'm good. That should be more than enough, right? And then if I get a follow through, we can possibly come and fill this gap sometime in the future. But my main goal is to capture the move from here to here. That's going to be 10%, approximately 10%. That should be more than enough, right? So if you can't afford that, you can get the leverage ETF. So what I'll do is that for leverage ETF is I'll buy something that is expiring next year, right? Maybe February 2026. Get the $30 cost or 32, whichever one. Just pick which one works for you, and then you can buy it and you can hold it for that move, right? Because this is about to reverse and push up. Okay. That's what I see for Meta. Next one I'm looking at is CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity company, and it has a nice setup. Crowd, SRWD, Crowd, right? So you have CrowdStrike. So CrowdStrike held this trend line here, this upsloping trend line here. He held it, and then we are seeing a breakout. So CrowdStrike is a stock that can push, like it's going to, once it breaks so above this 542, 543 approximately, we are going to push, and this is going to can send us to new all-time highs, right? So CrowdStrike is a very good one, a nice setup that I like, and I'm going to be monitoring it this week. Then I have another one, Shopify. Canadian company Shopify. So I like this one. He came here and he held. This is a Liberation Day trend line, and it has held. So it had this bottoming tail candle. Let's see if he can remount the red line. If he can remount the red line, then it's off to the races, and it can go and reverse, right? So Shopify is making a recovery to the upside. Next one is, so this is along. Next one is I'm looking at, in the healthcare sector, I'm looking at a specific stock, right? But before then, let's check out Microsoft. Microsoft as well. So Microsoft came down here, and so far it's holding this double bottom here, right? You can even say there's a triple bottom, whichever one, right? So if Microsoft is able to hold this level, it can start reversing to the upside, right, in a long trade. But if it gets here, it's going to face obstacles. So that's the moving averages congestion. Is going to face obstacles there. Okay, right. So there are some small cap stocks that I want to watch. So this one here, this one, Strive Inc. This stock, I believe this stock can do wonders. Right? I don't usually invest a lot in this kind of things, but I'll trade them, right? This stock can do wonders this week. Why do I say that? Because this stock here, if you take a close look at it, it showed relative strength throughout last week, throughout the sell-offs. It refused to sell. And then what happened here is that it closed above the 20 SMA. And if you look at this closely, this is what? This is your cap. This is your handle. This thing will break out and do wonders. So I already have a position in this trade, this one here. I bought the $2 calls expiring November 21st. So I will even want to get something expiring in 2026, January 2026. And I believe that this stuff here, this stock can do something like this, like open. You see open, you see this crazy move? That stock can do that, right? AST can do that. AST can do that move. So let's go back and put the charts thing on and see. So here, what I'm looking at is that it's ASST. So ASST says that they are a Bitcoin treasury, meaning that they use their profits to buy Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So anytime Bitcoin is going up like today, like tonight, then we are going to get this push. So don't be surprised to see this trading at 164 tomorrow or somewhere here, right? Once it comes all the way here and cracks this, it has room to go to $2. So I expect that if crypto is strong this week, when all is said and done, this will be a $2 stock. And then once it cracks this $1.81, we are going to get a big squeeze to the upside. $2 is a possibility, 100%. It's a possibility if it pushes. There's no guarantees, there's no 100% in trading, but if it can crack and push up, we are going to get a squeeze to this 181, and then from 181, we aim higher and dream higher. So this, don't be surprised this does wonders this week and you see like a short squeeze, because on the option floor and on the tape, there are a whole bunch of guys who have bought this, right? A whole bunch of guys who have bought this. Well, another one as well is another small cap stock is Bull. I also have a position in this. This one here is at all-time lows. So how far can it go? I don't know where it's going to go. It's going to bounce, right? So it's bouncing on this a double bottom here. So this one bottom, go to the weekly. So you see here this double bottom. So this one bottom, two bottom. That's a confirmation reversal, right? So what I need from this one has earnings coming up on the 21st or the 20th. I believe that, because this is very low right now, they just need to say something nice and this is going to pop to the upside. So I like this for a trade. At least you buy January 2026 and hold it and allow it, like $10 calls January 2026. You hold it and allow it to play out, right? You don't allow it to play out. But if this moves before earnings, you can sell, take some profit off the table. You don't want to hold into earnings because there's risk involved, right? It can continue selling or it can buy. The fact that this is trading at all-time lows, it can't go lower. It's already low, right? It can't go lower. All that it can do from now onwards is to go up. That's it. So in the earnings, whatever they do, they will say something to get this to pop. And don't be surprised to see this trading at $15 in no time. Okay? So that's the small cap ticker. One other ticker that I'm also going to watch, which has been beaten down a lot, is in the healthcare space, Novo Nordic. Novo Nordic, right? Novo Nordic, right? Novo Nordic, this one, Novo Nordic. So Novo Nordic has also sold off and is holding this double bottom area. So with this one, I like to buy the leverage ETF and hold it for a long time, because these guys have done they sell Ozempic and they sell Wegovy, like all these weight loss drugs. So I believe that this company they're eventually going to do well, and it's going to reverse right to the upside. So because of that, you can get something like a MVOX, something like this. This one is the leverage ETF. It's $2 now, so it's very affordable. You can buy it and hold it. So you can even get the option. I don't know whether you have option on this. Get something, buy time, forget about it, allow it to play out. So I'll get something like April 2026 and buy. You see this one, this $3 one. There's a lot of volume here, so you buy this and hold it, allow it to play. But be mindful of the bid and ask price. Like if you get something like this crazy, make sure you use limit orders for this, because this, I mean, $60 to $1.55, that's crazy bid and ask price, right? Or you can just get the shares, right? Get the shares, or you can get the option and hold it. Because once this start reversing, this is due for a reversal, it's going to rip higher. Okay. And then last but not the least is Oscar. So Oscar is tied to the government shutdown because they have all this, like, it's an insurance company that has a lot of people that are on the ACA or the Obamacare subsidies premiums, right? So if the deal that they have has some healthcare component in it, this is going to cause Oscar to rally. So Oscar here has this big cup and handle, big one, and then this is your handle here. He's been trying to break it for the longest time, but anytime it goes, he fails. So now on Friday, he held at 200, and then he's pushing up now, right? So if the deal has any healthcare component in it, I believe that we are going to break above this falling wedge pattern and push up and break. So don't be surprised to see Oscar at $20 or even higher by the end of the week. Okay. So yeah, so that's about it for tonight. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Put your questions in the chat and I'll be happy to answer it, and we can wrap up. Let me see if you have there's any questions here. I would I'll stop share. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Put your questions in the chat. Okay, so let me know if you learned anything today. What did you learn today? Put that in the chat. What did you learn from today's live stream? Put that in the chat. What did you learn from today's live stream? Okay, Tesla. So Tesla, I'll share my screen and look at Tesla quickly. Where is this thing? So Tesla came all the way here to this 50 SMA, and I think I have to use trend line here. This. So Tesla has held this area here. Oops, this one. Is it? So as long as Tesla holds this line, this one, we are going to make that push to the upside. Or give or take, you can come here. Not quite, like, this place is going to be, you can come all the way here. If it fails to hold here, it can come out. But I think it's going to bounce in the with everything green to tonight. I think this is going to bounce and it's going to push up. So here, this is, you just have to watch this level here. If Tesla is able to tomorrow, if you get a green candle, that is trading above this moving averages, then we are going to push up to the upside. So here, these are levels that we need to have here. It's like a what's it called, a gap. Let me see the after overnight trading. Let me see where Tesla is trading. So Tesla is up by 9 points. So let's say it's up by 10 points here. Let's add 447. 447 somewhere here. 447. Yeah, somewhere here. So Tesla is trading somewhere here as we speak. Somewhere here as we speak, right? It's trading somewhere here right now in the overnight trading session. So it's trading somewhere here in this red line. So which I say that if he's able to gap up above this, Tesla is going to push tomorrow, right? So I expect Tesla to pop and go, right? Pop and go, right? Yeah. And also Tesla had Elon Musk, the board of Tesla and the shareholders, including myself, I voted for them to give Elon Musk the $1 trillion package if he's able to grow the company to certain targets in the next 10 years, over the next 10 years. So it's not something that they're giving to him, but it depends on if he hits those targets in the next 10 years, right? So investors were happy with that. And that's caused, like before then, like Tesla was up on Monday and then it declined and stuff. So now that the market has stabilized from the sell-offs, I believe that that's going to help Tesla to break and go. So I also have a position in Tesla. My position expires in 2026. I'm just holding it because I believe that Tesla will go to all-time highs. If the market stabilizes and is strong, Tesla is going to push. First off, it needs to clear this channel here, right? It needs to clear this area and then go to the all-time highs here. Previous all-time highs and make new all-time highs. So I believe that it's going to be a $500 stock, $500+ stock before the end of the year. So that's why I'm holding that trade, right? Expiring in 2026 and allowing it to play out. No rush, right? No rush. This is just consolidation. If you go to the weekly time frame, weekly time frame, this in technical analysis is called a bull flag, right? A bull flag. So typically, bull flags break to the upside. Bull flags break to the upside. So you're going to get something like this. This is the weekly, by the way. You're going to get this, a big green candle. So this is a bull flag. So that's going to now crack and then crack the all-time highs and make new all-time highs. So you're going to get something like this, a weekly time frame. On the daily, this is how it looks like. So all these moves here is in the flag. So this is a flagpole. So the reason why I took that trade is that if we go to the weekly, you can clearly see that this is what? A bull flag, right? And it came to the bottom of the channel. So it's like a parallel channel that forms the flag. Immediately came here, so it has bounced here once, twice, 3, 4. And now, so far in the overnight trading, we are green. Tesla is green, so I expect this to push up to be green on Monday. And then if momentum is there, we can make new all-time highs with ease. Okay? All right. So I hope this answers your question. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, good. Very good question. Let me know if you have any questions. Any other question? I'll be happy to respond to that. So let me know what you guys learned from this. Someone say, what stocks are you looking to swing? That's part of the swing trading service. So if you're part of the swing trading service, you will know which stocks we are swinging for the week, right? But I've provided, these ones are provided here, could be good swing positions, right? I've provided a lot of tickets so you can pick. So the reason why I present all these tickets is that it's like a buffet, right? If you go to a buffet, right, there's going to be, all you can eat is a buffet, right? So you go, there's chicken, there's beef, there's vegetables, there's other things. So if you don't eat meat, you go to the vegetable area to get your vegetables, right? If you eat meat, you go get your chicken or your beef or whatever, right? So here I've presented a number of tickets, high probability trades. So what you need to do is that you have to pick your ticker, right? Based on your account size, based on what you like, and then you trade it as a swing trade, right? So this like a buffet. So you come, you pick what you want, and then you execute on it. Make sense? Okay. So if you want to know about anybody that wants to know the tickets that I'm trading this week, in terms of, I don't discuss those tickets here on YouTube. So here you go to our thing here. You come here. This is Rich Alerts. So here, this is a weekly Rich Alert. So I give subscribers my top 3 tickets for the week, what I'm looking to trade, how I plan to make money with those tickets. I provide you with a short video talking about, it's a signal service. So I provide you, before I let the signal or anything like that, I let you know in advance. I give you the video so that when I alert it, it's not something surprising to you. You already know it was coming, right? So I alert it, and then we all execute on it. We already have spy calls already, so that should be very green in the morning, and members can start taking profits. I'm going to alert it once I start taking profit from that. So here, I've already, in the members area, I've already provided the members with a video of my top 3 tickets. So this service here has up to 3 expertly crafted trade ideas. I give you the video. So here, weekly video watch list, and I provide you with a game plan. I talk about any kind of research or catalyst that might move the stock. I talk about give you the support and resistance, entry targets, everything, all for only $47. And then when I take the trade with my own money, I take this trade with my own money because I can't alert something that I'm not taking. So I take the trade with my own money, I alert it, and then members can also take it as well. I provide the stop loss, I provide the entry price, I provide the option, what strike price is it, all that good stuff. I provide that. I provide a profit target. And then when I take profits, I also alert it as well. If I stop out and I think that the trade is not going to work out the way we want it, I also alert that one as well. Okay. Yeah. So that's the service. So if you're a busy person, busy 9 to 5 person, or busy doing other things, running businesses and stuff, this is the service for you. So I'll put the link here in the chat so you can look at it, and then you can sign up to that. Okay. All right. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know if you have any questions. So if you want to day trade with us, you know what to do. You go to our site, you sign up for the day trading service. If you want to swing trade with me while I'm swing trading, you go and sign up for the swing trading service. Okay. All right. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Any questions from this? Any questions or anything that you learned? What did you learn today? What did you learn today? Let me know what you learned from this live stream. And then yeah. Okay, so if there are no questions, have a good night, guys. So those in the subscribers in the swing trading service, you know what the tickets are already. They are in your portal. We are going to execute on that tomorrow. And then the folks that are subscribers to the day trading service, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early at 8:45 a.m. Eastern for us to trade the futures market and then the options market. All right. So have a great week. We see you guys again in the next YouTube live on Sunday, and also Thursdays and Tuesdays and Thursdays I post education videos. My goal is to help you guys understand technicals. So every single week we are going to be posting we are going to be posting on Tuesdays and Thursdays, teaching about technicals, right? how to understand technicals. And then with time, the more you watch these videos, you are going to learn, and that's going to help you improve as a trader. Okay. If I buy, someone say, if I buy the 4 weeks package, do I have to pay for all subscriptions? Sorry, which one is the 4 weeks package? Are you talking about the cost? Are you talking about the 4 weeks to trading rich course? Let me share my screen. Yeah. What is the? Are you able to elaborate on what you're saying? Are you talking about the subscription? Okay, so we have. Oh, I'm sure you're talking about this one. So 4 weeks to trading rich. Good question. So this one is our flagship course. This is for those that, like, let's say you don't know anything about the market, right? You've never even heard the word stock in your life, right? Just you are hearing it right now. Okay, so in this course, what I do is that this is the most comprehensive course in the industry, right? So I provide you with, you don't get this anywhere, right? Yeah. Most courses, they either teach you either day trading or swing trading or long-term investing. Here, I'm teaching everything that you need to know about the market. So I'm assuming that you're coming in with no knowledge about stocks or anything. So I teach you about long-term investing. So over there, I go in. So the same thing I talked about today about PE ratios, I even go deep into that, right? What's the PE ratio? How to analyze the stock and ETF? How to figure out the fundamental analysis of things. You learn that one as long-term investing section of the course. Then I take you to options. What is an option, right? How you can use options to amplify your gains, right? What is an option? And then I also talk about how to use options for short-term oriented trading. I teach about options for long-term oriented trading and also short-term oriented trading as well, right? Because you can use both. I have used options for long terms to amplify my wins, because if I'm going to win something, I have to win big. Right? I don't want to win small, I want to win big. Okay, so I use options for that to supercharge my portfolio. So I teach you about options and I teach you about the technical. So you see these things, this charts here. This is, don't be scared of this. By the time you finish the course, you understand all this. This is like a language, right? It's like learning a new language. So in the stock market, we have, in the English language, we have 26 alphabets, right? You divide by 2, you get 13. That 13 is equal to the number of candles that we have in technical analysis. So you learn about each one of the candles, then we combine them into patterns and stuff. And I teach you about swing trading, how to swing trade, how to identify setups, how to day trade. I talk about that as well, and also about option selling. So you can do ABNB in the stock market, whereby you are renting out your stocks and collecting premiums on a weekly basis, right? And if you are depending on your account size, you can even set it up in such a way that if you even have a mortgage, your stocks can be paying your mortgage on a bi-weekly basis. So I talk about all these things in the course. And so here, what does the course cover? Apart from the content of the course, you are going to get 3 months access to the signal service. That's free of charge. Anybody that buys this course, they get 3 months access to the signal service, and you get lifetime access to the course. So every single time we add some new information to the course, because things are changing, we make new discoveries. My team and I always researching into new discoveries, new techniques. We add it to the course, and you don't have to pay anything. It's part of it, right? And then you are going to be part of an exclusive WhatsApp community where only those that is a mastermind of only those that have purchased this course are part of, right? And then you have 24/7 access to the course, so you can watch it anytime and do it, right? So this year, this 3 months access to the alert service, this one, once you get it, you can, and you know how to, you go through the course, set up your account and everything, you can start making money, and then you can even make the return on investment on this within a shortest period of time, right? So how much does this course cost? So the total value of the course is 10,000 USD, but you're not going to pay 10,000 for this, right? So here, this is the cost of the course. So this course costs only 1997. This is 1997 USD. That's all you need to pay for this, right? And once you pay for it, you unlock the course, and then we're also going to unlock the signal service for you for 3 months. 3 months is enough time to make money. Because one trade, you can make money in one trade. If you're a part of the community, you would have made money from that SPY trade, the one I alerted on Friday, and that could pay for this course in a flash like that. Okay, so that's it. So does that yeah, so yeah, I guess that answers your question. So yeah, so if you are interested in the course, I'm going to post it here, and if you have any further questions, you can contact me. I'm going to put my number here. You can text me, put in the course here. You can text me here, but this Canadian number, you can send me a text, and then yeah, with any questions that you have, there you go. That's my number. So yeah, so any other questions? Any other questions before I wrap up here? Any other questions? It's been yeah, so if there are no other questions, then we shall connect again on Sunday night. And also keep an eye on the, if you have not subscribed, so please guys, 50% of the folks that watch these videos have not subscribed. So please make sure you subscribe, so that is going to help us help the channel grow. And also please share this with your friends and family, so that those that are trading or investing, they can learn something from this. Okay. All right. So let me know if you have any other questions other than that. We so it's good. Yeah, I'm seeing that people are asking questions, which is a good thing. We shall connect again next week, or make sure you tune in and watch the videos that I'm going to be posting on Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, because those videos have a lot of golden nuggets on things that you can execute. Sometimes I make a video where the stock is going to move the following day. So if you watch those videos, you can execute on it and make money from it. Right. So I during the week I talked about Bitcoin. The one I did on Thursday, I talked about Bitcoin, that Bitcoin was going to reverse. And here we are. What's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin has reversed. So if you watch that video and you're a crypto trader, or you know how to trade options using iBit or any of the Bitcoin ETFs, you made money. Right. So all right, guys, have a good night. We'll connect again next time. Have a great trading week. Bye-bye. Bye for now.